Hey, it's me, your good. Hey, it's me, your good buddy Matt D. Talking to you over the airwaves. Today we're going to color. Uh, Today we're going to color political illustration because why not? What else do we got to do? Uh, Maybe we'll try to speed it up so you don't have to hear me talk endlessly about stuff that you don't care about. Me. All right, let's get to work. So let's get a look at my setup here. My beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art table and all my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful paints. And it's my major palette and my supplies, my major watercolor supplies you're looking on right there. Yeah, I don't normally clean my palette because I feel like it blends the colors better. So I keep a pretty dirty palette. This is my primarily most of my watercolors have been done with this guy right here. This is a set that I got from my uncle from a drugstore. I think he paid $1.99 for it, Walgreens, I think, or Rite Aid, I should say. These are my brushes, mostly cheapies, Cotmans. I got two kind of pricey brushes. This one right here, which I broke the end off because it's too long, taped the end right there, so it doesn't poke me. And my Isabey, where's that? Right here. And yeah, really nice tip on that. Get rid of it. But yeah, that's my only real expensive brush. So you can do really top-notch art with cheap supplies. But let's get to work. So right now I'm kind of laying in a base color. Trump kind of like paints his skin orange. Duh. I mean, so, but you can see his real skin under his skin, kind of in the eyes, right? Like they're kind of, he's got much more pale, whitey white, ghostly skin, really. So I'm kind of like laying that in as the base, and then I'm going to paint basically his real skin over it. Before I do that, I'm also going to lay in, just kind of what does a Republican wear? What does a politician wear, I should say? And when I think of like Republican politicians, most politicians wear blue or black. Again, a Republican, I feel like will wear the blue, dark blue suit with the, let's say a red tie, probably, is what I can imagine. I probably should have nailed this in the first pass. I'm kind of a 2 or 3 pass kind of guy. Right now, I'm just kind of like, I guess, adding the depth to, what is his human skin, what is like the things you can actually see. Knowing that, yeah, like this is where I think I begin to paint him for real. Yeah, just add the bald spot. Gotta make sure I get the bald spot in there. That's like a good trick too. Like let's say you're gonna paint a person, you might paint the person completely red, right, and then paint the skin on top of it, which is essentially what I've done, right? Like I've painted the skin, and then I'm gonna paint the yellow hair eventually on top of that, and that will give you hopefully that gives you the illusion of like a comb over, but it won't be super overt. And here I am laying in the first pass of orange, which is maybe a little too yellowy, too bright, too sunny. He's got kind of a hotter orange, but like I said, I mean, I am more of a 2 or 3 pass kind of guy when it comes to watercolor. Which again, I'm not working on watercolor paper, which is to that detriment. Right, you work on watercolor paper. Oh yeah, bang, red tie, red Republican, nailed it, great. But if you're not working on watercolor paper, like the more times you go over it, the more damage you kind of do to the paper, and the more kind of unpredictable things that happen. So yeah, I don't recommend working not on watercolor paper. But yeah, adding in that old red tie looks super old man, sort of Republicans, definitely politician. Here I am adding in a little bit of dark flare. Like I added in first I painted it like a light red, and then I added in dark red dots, so it looked kind of more like a striped tie. But yeah, you know, nailed that first pass of orange, and yeah, right, clearly wasn't enough. Got to go in again. I did actually many passes with the orange. In each time, because it's like I was really trying to get that look of paint. What does it look like when you paint skin on top of skin, right? Like it has to have that kind of almost unreal, uh, almost slightly Leatherfacian quality of face on top of face. So then also, yeah, adding in what is like what colors are the goo that spills on you. I thought mustard stains were probably the best. I just watched a TV show where a guy had mustard stains. Oh, you know what it was? It was The Sopranos, and Tony Soprano walked in to his like room or something. I don't know, and he had a mustard stain because he had just eaten a hot dog, and I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, I thought like give it him a mustard stain, but all the other slobbers. Originally, I was thinking the bottom slobber on the hamburger was going to be mayonnaise, in a slightly pseudo-sexual kind of way, maybe like sex liquid or something. But that just didn't really translate at all. So then eventually, I decided to make all of this ketchup. But these were all kind of later decisions. These are not decisions I made as I was drawing it. Just kind of decisions I made at the time. Just kind of trying to lay in also the bun. It's like, how do you make the bun look different on the bottom than the top, and not make the bun look like hand or other parts. But yeah, and then start laying in his golden hair. And that's when you realize, oh yeah, I should have laid in the hair earlier, because now that I've laid in the hair, I've definitely not made his skin dark enough. I definitely got to go darker with the skin, because I've got to go darker with the hair. I've got to really make that. Yeah, because he really does have some beautiful-ish yellow hair. I mean, it is something for a gentleman his age. He's really got quite the mane. So yeah, as you can see, I've kind of had worked in even a little bit more and more on the skin to kind of give that like hollowed out look around the eyes. Here I am taking the art out of camera frame so you can't see it, but all I'm now doing is laying in a background. And in the background, honestly, I'm really laying that in to pop out the lettering. At this point, now I feel like the lettering gets totally lost in the alakazam razzmatazz of the coloring of just a person. People like looking at beautiful colors. In the Fabs lose their beautiful colors was an important Teddy Ruxpin story. So obviously, color is important. So yeah, like really the green is just to pop out the lettering of the awesome dad joke that I came up with. Let us not forget that this entire process is an effort of this really funny joke I wrote. All of it. This video, this painting, all of this work, getting into those nooks and crannies. Those nooks and crannies, very important, very hard to get into. Definitely needed my Isabey for that, because of a joke. A really funny joke. So there you go. We just watercolored. I just watercolored. You can play along too, I guess. Hopefully you played along. We just watercolored a political cartoon. Here it is. There it is. It still actually needs to be re-inked, because when you watercolor a thing over ink, it takes away the ink and kind of takes away a lot of this beautiful blackness I would like to bring back. So It's not actually 100% finished because it's just not. And I've got to finish it because it's a political cartoon, which is important and funny. More important. So funny. This was worth all this time, everything. The time I invested, the time you invested, the time my dog that has to go potty invested. Worth it. 100% worth it. Anyway, yeah, it's not finished, but you feel free to check it out on Instagram, where I'll post a finished copy of it, I guess, because who cares? Until next time, have fun.